Hear that background? I think I actually recorded this vocal outside on my headset. So sounding pretty bad, right? But because we've already sampled that noise, let's hear that same part with Brusfri on. Silence. Brusfri from Klevgrand, a noise reduction tool. Now that price is misleading because I've got the Australian link there. Let's just go over to the US link because we're talking US dollars in all of this. So yeah, $8.99 US. This is usually a $14.99 app. If you have noisy recordings, if you have background noise, if you have hum, if you have a noise floor, if you just have any sort of noise in your recordings and you want to get rid of them, and you can't get rid of them through what I normally recommend, which is improving it, getting it right at the source, yeah? You've got a recording, it's a great recording, it would be epic, except there's this weird little background hum or there's this hiss in the background of your vocals. Who's been there? Right here. I've been there a heap of times. Brusfri is the tool that you want to use for this. So you can see here it's available again, iPhone and iPad. The way it works, and we'll show you it in a moment, is that you put a piece of audio in there that has some hiss. As long as you have a piece of that without the actual sound, with just the background noise, you hit the little ear button here, it samples that noise, creates a noise profile, and then uses its fancy EQ algorithm to remove that noise. And it does a pretty astonishing job with some of the stuff that it has behind the scenes. So there it is on the iPhone. Here it is on the iPad. Just taking a moment. There you go. So you can use it on iPhone and iPad. You can even use it as a plugin in GarageBand. In fact, why don't we see? I'll bring up a track here and we'll see if we have a track that actually has some noise in it. All right, let's see if we've got some noise in this. We'll try and go to the start of the recording. See if we can find. Again, I should have prepared something that's a really noisy vocal. Again, if you check the videos down in the description, next to each app, there is a video tutorial where I show this better. But let's just see if this has any noise. It does. So at the start there's a little bit of like shuffling and you can hear a bit of background noise hiss. Let's come in here to the plugins. If you had, let's say you had a super noisy track, we'll put it in the middle too. Super noisy track, you can come in here. We don't need, say, the overdrive on there or the enhanced tuning. We'll take that off. We can add in an audio unit extension plugin. So Brusfri is standalone, but it's also an AUV3 plugin that we can use here. So if we tap on this one, this brings up the interface, and this is how simple it is. We play the audio, we hit this listen button, it listens for that background noise, and then it removes it. So we'll just make sure that we're right at the front of this. We've only got a couple, like a second of audio here that's the background noise. So we need to be pretty quick with this. So we'll come to Brusfri. I'm going to hit play. I'm going to hold down on the listen button and we're going to try and sample and then remove this noise. So I know it was quick there, but what I did is as it was playing that background noise, I held down on the ear, it sampled it, and now it's removed it. Because if we come back to this now, remember you had all that crackling there? It's significantly reduced it, yeah. Now it's hard when you've got like these sort of scuffly sounds, but if we turn that back off, this is what it sounds like. Terrible. And if we turn Brusfri on, this is the impact it's going to have. And again, if it was just the noise, not that clink clink that we had in there, it would completely remove that. And the good thing is it processes it right throughout this. So even where there's gaps in this, let's see if we come down here because we've got a gap in between. So this is without Brusfri in the gap between the vocals. Hear that background? I think I actually recorded this vocal outside on my headset. So sounding pretty bad, right? But because we've already sampled that noise, let's hear that same part with Brusfri on. Silence. Virtually no noise. Turn it off. Back on. Right? Is that not impressive? Is that not the best noise reduction plugin you've ever seen? It is for me, in my opinion, it's the best that I've come across. And you can use it for videos. So you can import a video into Brusfri, the standalone app, remove the noise and re-export the audio and then add that back to your video. If you use this in conjunction with LumaFusion, you've got some outdoor noisy audio that you're using and you want to clean it up. All you need to do is throw it into Brusfri, remove the noise, put put it back in as an audio track in with your video, and suddenly you've got pretty good stuff. So that is one of my recommended apps. Whenever anyone says, I've got noisy recordings, firstly I say, can you remove the noise at the source? Can you record in a quiet area? Can you use a better mic? Can you make sure you turn off any fans, any computers, any background noise? If you've got an epic take that everything is perfect except you've got a bit of hiss, Brusfri for the absolute win.